This is not a freaking get rich quick Telegram signals chat or academy or whatever you want to call this. This is not a freaking get rich quick easy because trading is not 2000% easy. It's not easy. It's doable. And once you actually learn, you will make money. But people like this, Igor, if you're here in this session today, let me tell you, you're putting no effort. And I'm pretty sure he or she is not in the session because there is no effort put into actually learning. How many of you have put effort and have made money? I'm sure Matic, which Matic withdrew $3,000 yesterday or more. Matic Mesnar, he's one of my top students here. I'm sure all the effort that he put, it's being paid now by himself, not me, because I don't have to pay him. He himself is paying for his own effort. So, guys, if you're gonna message me on my DM telling me that it's embarrassing and that you only take losses and that calling me out a bunch of names and stuff, just know that I will immediately block you because I know that there is no effort being put on actually getting this done. If you think that the Telegram signals chat it's a Telegram that you're just gonna take a trade with the highest lot size possible because you think you're gonna make yourself rich, then you're gonna make yourself broke. And that is on you, not on anybody else. All right. So let's go ahead and get started, guys. Wanted to just mention that. How do you handle the situation now with the big red candle? What is your stop loss on your signals? That's exactly what I just said at the beginning. There's no effort put. GS, if this is your first time joining one of the Zooms, I have many recording. That's okay, Jake. That's what I'm answering right now. If this is your first time joining, I have a lot of recordings in the Tag Academy where I show you guys how to deal with stop loss and TPs. That's the main reason. And guys, and this is for you, and I'll finish with this and we'll start with the session. If you have somebody in your groups that the only thing that they do is like not criticize, but just make the comment of, he never puts a stop loss in the Telegram. He never puts a TP on the Telegram. This is what you need to tell them. The reason why Joel does not put a stop loss or TP is so that you can go inside of the academy and watch his videos where he shows how to put the stop loss and TP and do it yourself. I am a fan of productivity and effort. If you do not put an effort, you do not deserve to make money. My signals are good. I'm not gonna say they're perfect because nobody's signals are perfect, but my signals are pretty dang good. But only for those that like to put effort. Okay? So again, if somebody tells you that, just, the purpose of me not putting a stop loss or a TP is so that you can actually go inside and get yourself educated. All right? And Tamar, same for you. Go watch the sessions. I won't give you the easy answer right now because that's already answered in like 3 or 4 videos that we have. Okay? And stick to this video because I'm actually gonna give the answer one more time. I'm gonna give you guys the guidelines one more time on how to take my trades, just an easier way. I shouldn't because it's already on the academy. But anyways, if you hear bad comments about the signals, because people are not making effort. But guess what? Look at these results. All of these are photos from you guys, or maybe not some of you, because some people don't like to join the sessions, but these are photos from you guys making money. This person right here, I don't know if you can see it very well, but it says profit $5,372. Let me show you more. This person right here, $193, 260. Profit 524 from a 600 deposit. This is almost a 100% growth just using the signals. And guess what? Look at this small lot size, because that's what I teach. So the people that have the results are the ones that are actually following what I'm teaching. Look at this right here. Profit 1,199. Officially my first 1K profit of ever. That's what he said. Look at all of this. Look at this. $1,019 from a small lot. Of course, we can't really see this. But let's keep looking. Let's keep looking. This is all from you guys. You guys send that to our Telegram. As you guys can see over here, the reaction of the heart with the Tech Academy logo. But this is all you. This is all you. Because I like to show results from people. It's easy if I show results from myself, right? You guys remember the withdrawal that I made a couple weeks ago? Who remembers the photo I sent? It was 200K. It's easy if you go to a Telegram chat and all you see is results from the mentor, right? Most of the times those results are fake because people like to fake results. But easy. It's not easy to fake results from others, especially when you guys have sent these results, right? So if you see all of this, these are real results from you guys, what you guys have sent to our Telegram. And again, I can keep going and going and going, and I'm going to until we hit the last part of this presentation right here. But look at this over here, $2,575. Matic, if you're here, so I'm pretty sure this is your screenshot. How much money have you made? Real money, not demo, real money since you start taking the trades. You can answer in the chat while I keep keep scrolling through these. And I'm saying total, not just a withdrawal, total. Okay, Matic right there said more than $15,000. He can show you the proof. But this is made by following the guidance, by following what's being said. So anyways, let's keep scrolling, guys. I know it's a lot, but you guys sent a lot of photos with a lot of results. Okay. But I want to get to the final part of the presentation so I can show you guys something. Okay, these are just some of the trades that we send, the scenarios. This is some of the pips. Okay, look at this insane week. In a week, we had 22,000 pips profit. 22,000 pips profit. That was crazy. This was not recently. This was like a month ago or so. All right. So here it is. Here it is. If you haven't done so yet, take a screenshot. All right. I don't know how many times I have repeated myself over this, but I'm probably not going to repeat myself more in future sessions because, again, this is recorded. This is saved on the sessions in TAC Academy. Okay. So what are the guidelines for my trades? Number one, you have to set up a plan. You cannot start trading without knowing how much you're willing to lose or win. Okay. If you have a $500 account, what is the most realistic win you can make? And remember, we send a lot of trades. How many trades do I send per day? What's your guys' estimation? I sent a lot of trades, guys. It doesn't matter the number. I sent a lot of trades, and so that's why you gotta think and understand. Okay, if I have a $500 account and Joel sends 5 trades per day or 7 or 10 or more during the time that I'm awake, what is my realistic profit? You can't expect to make $500 with $500 in a single trade. Because if you do, if you have that mentality, you're going to burn those $500. And so you got to start learning the patterns and you got to start learning, what you actually can accomplish with what you have. So I'm doing a $500 example because that's the lowest that I think anybody should start with. With a $500, usually the people that follow correctly the way that I trade, they can make 15, 20, $30 total per, not per day, but per moment that they're trading. So if I send a trade and let's say this is just an example, this is the area to enter 50, 20, 50, 0, 0. This is just an example, guys. Okay. Whatever I put in the chat is just an example. We're not taking any trades right now. But that's the area to enter. Okay. It's a 200 pip area. That does not mean stop loss or TP. That's just the area to enter. Okay. So we're going to take that example and we're going to go with it. All right. If I want to make $20, $30 with the $500, it's not per trade, but per trade idea sent. And this right there, the area to enter 5,020 to 5,000 is that trade idea. Okay. So in this moment, what I want to make is $20 to $30. If I send another trade in 20 minutes later, that is a different story. And that's an extra $20 to $30 that my goal is to make with. Okay. So first thing, set up a plan, know how much you're willing to lose and win. Second, guys, pay attention. Okay, because I know a lot of you are like, boring. Well, that's why you're not making money. Second, note that I trade by ranges because of current market moves being so fast. If an area is 50-50 to 50-35, it means that between that price range, you would add entries. Okay? When I send an area, whether it's big or small, it means that within that area, you're going to add entries. All right, let's go to the next one because this is very important. If you do not follow this, you will burn your account. I can guarantee 2,000%. Okay, so listen and follow. Know that these entries, the ones that you're adding within the range, must be at minimum lot size, especially if you have a small account. If you have a big account, more than 25, 30, $40,000, you could bump up a little bit on your lot size. But if you have a small account or if you're new to this method, you must use 0.01 lots. Okay? So what does that mean? If I send a trade with, again, the same example in the chat, 50-20 to 5,000, that's the area of entry. Where should I put my trades and how many? That's one thing I won't tell you because again, it has to come from your effort of knowing your risk. And so if me, Joel Arias, if I were to trade with $500, and this is just an example, my first entry, and I'm going to put it in the chat, guys. So pay attention to the Zoom chat. My first entry will be 50-20 because that's the first area that I call. That's the top area. If you see that the trade it's already a 50, 23, 24, so it's like way past, right? You do not enter. You wait or you put a buy limit, okay? If the trade keeps going down, I do not worry because guess what? 0.01 lots It's nothing. Even if it goes down, it's still nothing. 200 pips at 0.1 is $20. $20. Is that a lot? Heck no. So that's why it's important that you guys follow this strictly. And do not ask me what good lot size is for a 200K account because I will not tell you. That is on you. Guys, I'm going to close the chat so we can have this example here. Okay. So, first entry for this buy. And guys, let's use some common sense as well. If you see that the area is 5020 to 5,000, and I'm usually going to put, XIU USD buy market, sell market. Okay. So do not worry. So we're going to do this example. Example only, do not take. This is an example, okay? That is a trade you will see on the Telegram. That's how I write them, okay? XAU USD buy market that or sell market this area, okay? But that is just the example. Now the first entry will be as soon as I get the alert, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna check if it's at 50-20 or lower, all right? Because it's a buy. If the trade keeps going down, a second entry will be at 515. Okay. 50 pips lower. Because again, remember, we have a 200 pip range. Third entry. Around 09 or 08. In worst case scenario, fourth entry will be at 5,000. How many entries you should add? That is really up to you and your risk. There's some people that only do 3, some people that do 5, okay? But do not do 1. Do not ever take one entry at 0.01 because it's pointless and it means you're not following the guidelines. Okay? So this is a real example of how will you take the trades. What happens? We wait. When do you exit? Okay? When do you exit? Read this. When the trade hits a major support or resistance zone. So what do you have to do in this situation? I'm going to show you. I'm going to open TradingView right here just as an example. What do you do in this situation? Let me go ahead and scroll up. And I'm going to start sharing my screen on the other side. Okay. So this is an example. Let's say I send a buy right now. And I say, guys, we're going to go for a buy market from 98 to 78. That is 200 pips, right? This is the range of entry. Where are you going to take the trades? You figure that out, okay? But where is the stop loss? Where is the stop loss? The stop loss is below, in this case for the buy, below the major support. Sorry, guys. People like to call me during the sessions. I mentioned this so many times. Give me just 1 second. Give me 1 second, guys. There's always somebody. So funny. Okay, there we go. So where is the stop loss? Below the major support. And this is where you guys go in and apply what I have taught you. If you do not want to make any effort, that's okay. There's so many other signals chats, Telegram chats where they give you the easy stuff. They give you the stop loss, they give you TP 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what is that doing to you? Absolutely nothing because you still lose. But the only difference here is that you're putting effort, and effort is always rewarded. Effort is always rewarded. And that's why people don't make money in the other Telegram groups where they put the stop loss TP1, TP2, TP3, TP4, TP5, because everything is given to them and there's no effort. And so there's no reward. Okay. And I'm sorry if that truth hurts you, but it's the truth. Okay. So again, in this example, the stop loss will be below 60 because we don't want to put the stop loss right at the support. It will take us out. So a reasonable stop loss will be somewhere around here, 54. All right. And I'm actually liking this buy, guys, if you want to take it. I say it. I know I said we weren't going to take trades, but this is a real example. And it just left. It flew away. I don't know if anybody was able to catch that. But where will you put your TP? The TP is whatever your goal is. So if your goal is $30, it's $30. What's the advantage of taking multiple entries at different prices? One, your risk is less. Two, your reward is bigger. And not because you're over leveraging or putting a bigger lot size, but it's because you have multiple entries and the lowest is always going to give you more. And so it's accumulating profit. And so, even if it goes down and you take it over here, by the time it goes back to your first entry, you probably already have your goal, which is $30 to $40 or whatever your goal is with your $500 account or 1,000 or 2,000 or whatever. I'm not going to get in there because I'm not going to give you absolutely everything so that your life is easy because there's no learning and effort in that. Okay. And if you don't like that, that's okay. You don't have to like me, but I know what results I have. I know what results my people have that actually follow. And I know that every effort is rewarded. So if you want to hold your trade for longer, because again, the TP also is the major resistant in this case over here. So this is a huge TP, which is amazing. But what do you do in this situation? You want to protect profit. So I would close like these two and leave this one with the stop loss over here, which is also protected. Okay, if you want to hold a trade, that's exactly what you do. Now, let me ask you this. I'm going to open the chat. Does that make sense? And if it didn't, that's okay because it's probably you won't get it as soon as you receive the information. You have to practice. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay. So makes sense. Absolutely perfect sense. Yes, yes. And if it didn't, again, guys, it's all about practicing. If you really want to make money in trading and stop chasing trades, take a moment. It's okay to not trade for a week and just observe. Look for those patterns. Look for what I'm doing and what everybody else is doing and why everybody else is actually making money and start doing that. Okay? Somebody sent a GIF. Okay, perfect. And if you know somebody, if you have people from your team that is just a new person that joined, this Telegram or this Tag Academy, make them watch this video. Okay? Make them watch this video. Now, Last but not least, I'm going to share something else over here and we'll finish with this, okay? Oops, sorry, my bad. All right. Can you guys see the presentation right now? It says Mindset Investor Psychology. Can you guys see that? Okay, perfect. Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. So, guys, I'll answer questions at the end. I've seen your question, Gregors Kielas, but I'll answer it at the end, okay? Let's finish the education part and we'll do Q&A at the end, like always. Give me 1 second. You know, I said I wasn't going to send a trade, but let's do it. I'm gonna send a trade in the Telegram. Okay. We saw this trade live. I mean, it's within the area that we saw today. So you guys know what to do. I hope you guys know what to do. All right. It's a buy market, guys. Buy market, just like we saw it. And let me go ahead and delete this person, Igor. Honestly, such a rude person. There we go. Okay. So you have the entry. Literally, we just give you the education. It's time to execute. What happens if the trade hits the stop loss? Absolutely nothing. It hit the stop loss. You move on. You know how many times do I call a trade? A lot. So you have a lot of other opportunities to make money. How much can you lose in that? That's really up to you. And that's why I'm telling you, sit down and plan that ahead. All right. Because if you take 7 entries at 0.01 and you have a $500 account, your account will get hurt. It won't get burned, but it would get hurt. Okay. The only way your account can get burned following my strategy is if you decide to hold the trade longer. You know, if gold gives us a 1000 pip drop, your account will get burned. So make sure you follow the guidelines. That's what they're there for. All right. And that's why you got to have an investor psychology mindset. I'm going to show you guys something. I'm going to say some things that may not easy to hear for some people, but if you decide to follow someone, it's because you trust that they know something you haven't mastered yet. So either you follow completely or you don't follow at all. When you find a mentor, you follow that mentor or don't follow them. There is no halfway. How do you follow a mentor halfway? For example, I show you guys the stop loss area, right? Following a mentor halfway is saying, I'm going to decide to hold the trade for longer because this is going to go up. And yes, gold will eventually go up. Guess what? Your account will be gone by then. So that's following a mentor halfway. It's putting your thoughts before what the guideline says or what the mentor says. Okay. So you either follow or don't follow at all. There's no halfway. Now, if you were profitable, you wouldn't need signals, you wouldn't seek confirmation from others, and you wouldn't hesitate so much to take a trade. You follow the signals because you're still learning, and that's okay. But keep that in mind. If you were already profitable, you wouldn't need signals at all. Would you? Not really. Okay. So the most common mistake is when people say, yes, I follow this mentor, I follow Joel, I follow XYZ person, but then you filter the trade. You hesitate. As soon as you open the app, the trade has gone down. And you're like, ugh, I'm not gonna enter because it's going down. And all of a sudden, it shoots up. And what happened? Oh, I missed the trade. I should have followed the signal. So people say, yes, I follow, but they lack consistency. They filter the trade, they hesitate, they modify the trade, right? Modifying the trade is like you moving the stop loss or you moving the TP more than, it should have been. And they break the rules. And so that is not following. That's called ego disguised as analysis. Now, this part is in Spanish, guys, because right before you guys, I was doing a Spanish session, but I'm going to translate this for you. And it says, if your mentor says jump, you jump. If the mentor says you run. If the mentor says we wait, we wait. And if the mentor says do not take trades, you don't take trades. And this is not because the mentor is perfect, but it's because he or she, your mentor, has gone through and overcome things that you don't know how to overcome yet. Keep that in mind. Okay? We're going to skip this right here and we're going to go through this. And this is the last part of the presentation, guys. And this is what I will close with. But the difference between analyzing and following indications, it's very important. A person can analyze the market, observe the situation, and have a personal opinion. For example, I sent this by, and you guys can have your own opinion and your own analysis because that's part of learning, right? But if you decide to follow a mentor, it's because you want the results of that person that has achieved. Therefore, when your mentor says we get in, the idea is not to contradict the trait and not try to demonstrate that your analysis is better. The idea is to follow the indication and then learn why. It's not about competing with your mentor, it's about learning from his or her process. Okay? Analyze to educate yourself. Follow the indication because you trust the experience of your mentor. With time, when you finally have developed the ability and the consistency, you will not need signals. But for now, you are in the process. The key is to listen, execute, and then study why your mentor took the decision that he or she took. Does that make sense? So it's okay to have your analysis, it's okay to have your opinion. But if you're here, it's for a reason, right? Usually, I will say something like this: if you're paying for this, then freaking follow it, right? But you guys are not paying because it's free. And maybe that's the difference. People that get free stuff don't usually appreciate it as much as the ones that are paying, right? But if you are getting this for free, you should triple appreciate it and actually follow what's being said. Okay? Guys, the trade has gone down. It's at 51.92. This is the moment where a lot of people freak out. Oh, the trade's going down. Oh, what a horrible signal. If you took it with 0.01, how much are you losing right now? Like 10, $15? Is that a lot? No. What happens if it goes up? You made 15, 20, 30, and you're out, right? Remember, this example is with a $500 account. If you have a bigger one, you could have a bigger lot, but again, that depends on your risk. All right? All right, guys. Well, that's it for me today. I hope to see you guys tomorrow. I will upload this class so that you guys can show it to your people and you can rewatch it as well if you think you missed something. Any questions so I can close this soon? I know we had a question from a copy X. I am working on it. I know I never said it before, but my goal is to have a copy X for you guys with me. And I know a lot of lives will be easier, but just know that I will not be trading a lot as I usually trade. It will be small. It will be a brother or sister to Sonic, because Sonic is you guys know Sonic, right? But I am, and we are working on a copy X with me for 12X and bigger accounts. Okay? When will the signals available again? The signals have not stopped. They're in the Telegram. I sent one 20 minutes ago. When are we having this class again? Tomorrow. Okay? So make sure that you sign up for it again. But just wait for it. Wait for the copy X. It's gonna be amazing, guys. We're always improving, always bringing more to the table. But even if we have a copy X, even when we have a copy X, still learn. Because remember, effort is rewarded. And with a copy X, there's no really effort, right? You still gotta learn. You still gotta do all of this, okay? Class tomorrow, what time? Same time as today, okay? Same time as today. All right, guys. Take care. God bless. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.